Hi, I'm Susan Dawson-Cook, and I'm the author of Fitter Than Ever at 60 and Beyond. I'm also the author of Fitter Than Ever at 40 and Beyond and Fitter Than Ever at 50 and Beyond. So Fitter Than Ever at 60 and Beyond will be published in August of 2024. And this is a supplement to that book to help you get started with some balance exercises at home. It's so important to practice balance because it reduces your risk for falls. And it's one of those situations where if you do fall, you might end up in the hospital or unable to exercise for months. So this is a safety thing, and just integrating a few minutes a day can really help. So we're going to do a few simple exercises. The easiest exercise to do is just like a one-legged balance. So you can just start by perching your foot and then coming up, lifting the knee up. And feel free to use a wall. It's nice to be close to a wall because then that way, if you start to lose your balance, then you're safe. So always be safe when you're practicing balance. And try to think about breathing. Just relax and breathe while you're balancing so that you get plenty of air into the lungs and good blood flow. So now let's transition to the other side and try it. You can work your way up to about a minute on each side, but just kind of start to build it up a little bit gradually. And at any time if you want to pause this video and practice, feel free to do so that you'll have more time to do what you want to do in the way of practicing. So I also like to, when I'm doing one-legged balance, think a little bit about posture, stacking the ears over the top of the shoulders, over the top of the thigh bones. And you can do that also just to try to work on your posture. Having good posture engages your core muscles and also helps your spine to be comfortable. So that's one-legged balance. Now, you can also try doing this with your eyes closed, which is very challenging, but it's a nice thing to work on. So again, if you make your balance a little bit more challenging than what you need for daily living, then that way, when you trip over something, you're less likely to go all the way down. So how I would suggest doing this is pick up your leg, make sure you're balanced, have the wall nearby, and then when you're stable, close your eyes. Now, you may only be able to do it for a second or two, and that's okay. So you can just keep practicing, but always make sure you're doing it safely. Now let's try the other side. Get up to a position where you're stable. And when you're stable, if you're stable, you can have your hand near the wall and try closing your eyes. So you'll notice I have one side that's a little bit shakier than the other, and that is normal. And now let's slowly come down. Now I'm gonna move the camera just a little bit. Another thing you can do is you can do grout walking. And so I have some grout here. So you basically just put one foot in front of the other. And since you're walking on a single railroad track, more or less, or grout line, it makes balance fairly challenging. So just try to connect your heel to the toe that's behind it so that you're making it challenging. So, and the other thing I would suggest when you're doing this is make sure you go slow. The temptation, of course, is going to be a hurry, 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 because it's easier and you're going off of momentum. But really engage your core muscles and let your muscle sensors wake up so that they understand what it is that you need to do to balance properly. So you can also, if you have like a half foam roller or a series of half foam rollers, you can walk across those. That's another way to challenge yourself. So now I'm going to show you some dynamic exercises that you can do. The easiest one is right foot in front, left foot in back, just a little lunge like this. And then raise your arms and then take an inhale. And then as you exhale, lift the back knee up and then step back to your lunge. So exhale, lift, inhale, step back. Nice, fluid. Notice how I'm going slow and fluid. That's what you want to do. You don't want to go fast. You want to feel your core muscles working. Let's do that one more time. And again, pause the video if you want to do more. So then you'll step forward and transition to the other side. Arms up, inhale, and then exhale, bring the knee up. Inhale, stepping back. Nice fluid movements. And you can do this beside a wall so that you're close and you could reach out and grab if you need to. Safety first. One more time. Now, I wanted you to see the movement, but I want to show you a little technique that you can use. If that was really hard for you, I was basically on one railroad track with one foot in front of the other in my lunge, pretty close to that when I was coming through. So now if you need a wider base of support, step out on two railroad tracks. And you might not have to go that wide, maybe go halfway over or something between route lines. But that way you're more stable on the floor, and then you can come up and then step a little wider as you go back. So feel free to do that. And if you practice yoga, you can do that when you do yoga poses too. You can do that wider base of support if you feel like you're wobbly and falling over. Now, this is another, I do like yoga. I practice and teach yoga. So another pose from yoga that I really like is Warrior 3. So, and you can use the wall. Let me show you this using the wall first, because it's so important that you're safe. So you can reach out and touch the wall, and then you're going to put the weight on the right leg and then extend the left leg back. Okay? Now I'm going to let you see a little bit further away this pose so that you can see the whole thing. But imagine there's a wall here, and then you're extending back. And you can lean forward until the arms and the leg are parallel to the floor, if you feel stable. But you want to be careful. But this is really good, and it works so many muscles. We're working the quads, the hamstrings, the gluteals, the core muscles, the spinal extensors. So then you can slowly come up and then transition to the other side. Left foot in front, right foot in the back, and then arms out and slowly tip forward. Make sure that you continue to breathe. It's so important that you keep breathing. And slowly come up. Now you may notice that when you're bearing all that weight, that your legs feel tired, and that's good because you're strengthening your leg muscles. Sometimes people fall simply because their thigh muscles aren't strong enough to keep them up anymore. So you want to have really strong quadriceps, hamstrings, and glutes to hold and support your body weight. So, and then I'm going to show you one more exercise that you can use to strengthen the quadriceps, hamstrings, and glutes, and that's squats. So you sit back and you come back up, driving up using hamstrings and glutes. Push the buttocks back and then come up. And if you feel safer, you could actually sit down in a chair and then stand up. That's another way to do this exercise. Or you could hold on to a chair that's up against a wall and do the squats. So, but this is an example of an exercise that you could do that's strength training and also strengthening muscles you need for balance. And if you want to add balance, you could do something like a one-legged squat. So, for example, extending the right leg, sitting back on the left. Just really keeping the weight in the heels. Quite challenging, really. And then make sure you do the other side for the same number of reps. I'm just doing a few here just to give you an example. There's many exercises that you can do for balance, and I'm just giving you a few to help you get started. So, but just feel free to integrate these into your daily routine, even if you practice balance like 2 or 3 times a week, in a couple of weeks, you'll notice a difference. So, but just make sure you don't neglect to do balance because it's very important. Thank you for watching this video and have a wonderful day.